Kalen knelt the cold, sterile floor of the archive, a stark contrast to the warmth pulsing from the artifact in his hands. The first narrative. He closed his eyes, took a breath, and let the story consume him. He wasn't Kalen anymore. He was bark and sap, roots and leaves. He was old, ancient, the last of his kind. A single, sentient tree marooned in a sea of chrome and concrete. The metropolis hummed around him, a relentless machine that had long since paved over his brothers and sisters. He could feel the phantom ache of their absence, a vast emptiness where a thriving forest once stood. He remembered the chainsaws, the fire, the relentless march of progress that had devoured the green world. But as he stood, a silent monument to a forgotten age, a strange realization dawned. The forest hadn't truly died. It had been forgotten. The city dwellers rushed past, their eyes glued to screens, their minds disconnected from the earth beneath their feet. They didn't see him. They couldn't hear the rustle of his leaves, a whisper of a language they no longer understood. The absence of memory was a death more profound than any blade. He felt the stirrings of a new thought, not his own, but a tendril of consciousness reaching out from the artifact. It was a parable weaving itself into his wooden heart. The root and the seed. The root clings to the past, holding the memory of what was, drawing strength from the deep, dark earth. The seed, however, is pure potential. It holds no memory, only a promise of the future, a blueprint for what could be. One cannot exist without the other. Without the root's memory, the seed has no anchor. Without the seed's promise, the root's memory is just a ghost. His wooden form trembled. He wasn't just a tree. He was a library. Within his rings were the stories of seasons, of storms, of sunlight filtering through a canopy that was now just a ghost in the city's glare. He felt the weight of it all, the loneliness of being the last one who remembered. The city believed it had conquered nature, but it had only made itself an orphan, cutting ties with its own origin. Then a flicker. A memory so vivid it felt like the present. A small girl, her face alight with a joy so pure it could crack concrete. She had his daughter's eyes. Ilara. She was digging in the small patch of soil at his base, a forbidden act in this sterile world. Her hands were covered in dirt, a sacred grime. In her palm, she held a tiny seed. She looked up at him, her smile a sunrise. "I'll help you remember," she whispered, her voice a melody against the city's drone. She pressed the seed into the earth, a defiant act of hope, a promise. The vision fractured, the chrome towers melting away, the concrete dissolving back into the cold floor of the archive. Kalen gasped, his own hands tingling. He opened his eyes, expecting to see the smooth metallic surface of the first narrative, but that's not what he saw. His breath hitched. Cradled in his palm was not an artifact but a living thing. A tiny, vibrant green sapling, its leaves unfurling as if taking their first breath. It was real. He could feel the life pulsing through it, the faint hum of its biology. He ran a scanner over it, his heart pounding against his ribs. The results were impossible. The genetic code flashing on his screen belonged to a species declared extinct for over 3 centuries. His gaze fell back to the sapling. There, etched into the delicate bark of its stem, were words. A message carved with an impossible precision. He leaned closer, his world narrowing to the 3 stark, terrifying words that confirmed his deepest fears. The erasure is not theory. The sapling in his hand wasn't just a plant, it was proof. Proof that history wasn't just being rewritten, it was being unmade. And this seed, this impossible life from a dead past, was the first clue. A root from a forgotten time, a seed for a future he had to uncover. But what did it mean? Who sent this message? And if the erasure is real, what else have they taken from us? The story is just beginning. What secrets are buried in the digital graveyards of our past? Find out in the next chapter. Don't miss Chapter 3, Digital Fossils, Living Lies, where Kalen will delve into a new parable, the mirror that forgets its reflection. We release a new chapter every single day at 2 p.m. EST. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a moment of the truth. The past is calling. You won't want to miss what it has to say.